Oh, wow. Everybody breathe for a second. Oh. It is so good to see you from here up. It's so good to see you, period. Welcome to the very first multi-platform, in-person, plus love stream service, the River of Grass Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Woo! Now we're meeting here in this room, socially distanced and masked for those of you watching out there, and also with Zoom and Facebook Live available so that we can continue to keep everybody safe, both here in this room and out there in the world, while we continue to move through this pandemic. It's not over, and neither are we. Here we are still together, continuing to go and grow and flow in the river way, flowing around every obstacle against the odds in the bonds of community, answering the call of this remarkable faith we share. I'm the Reverend Amy Carol Webb. My pronouns are she and they. In this congregation, it is our mission to nurture our spirits, love intentionally, and create a just and healthy planet in our enduring search for truth, meaning, and faith. What we share here is not an unchanging dogma, but an affirmation that we are called to be agents of love and of justice to build a world where everyone is cherished for who they are. We say that every service to keep our mission front of mind, because this world is so distracting. And right now our attention is frayed in so many different directions to bring ourselves back to what it is we are here for is essential. So however you made your way among us here in this room, or on Zoom, or on Facebook Live, we welcome you, whomever you are, however you are, wherever you are, as you are, and we promise never to leave you right where you are. Let's pause for a minute, both at home or on the beach with the phone or wherever you might be, because we always knew that worship was everywhere, didn't we? But now it's really everywhere. Let's pause for a moment to take a breath in this space as we connect with one another and with the holy by any name. Take a breath. And one more. And one more.
Hi there, I'm Kathy Jens Brockow. My pronouns are she and her. And I get to do announcements for the life of this community. Today, we began our annual support drive for our Unitarian Universalist Service Committee called Guest at Your Table. It honors the many partners that UUSC works with as it advances human rights around the world. For 50 years, Guest at Your Table has raised millions of dollars for projects that have made a real difference in real people's lives around the world. To give, please go to uusc.org. And from our faith development program, talk about joy. Our children and youth are finally meeting in person today during this service. We will be back to virtual classes next Sunday at the usual times. For more details, will be in the Thursday weekly email, or contact Faith Development at riverofgrassuu.org. My thing. The non-event event actually starts 2 nights. The bidding will start at 6 p.m. There are links in the weekly email and in the blasts that we sent. The bidding actually goes on for a week, but as most of you know, our parties fill up real quick. So you want to get there tonight so you can get the parties that you want, and then continue to bid throughout the week. And you will get notices. If you bid on something and you get outbidded, you'll get a notice that you need to bid again if you want to. If more information, get in touch with auction@riverofgrassuu.org. Once the bidding is open, you will need to log in as a bidder. If you participated in last year's auction, you will need to just log into your account and update your credit card information. If you're new to the program, they'll ask you to create an account. So check your emails for all the links. And a big thank you to all the Santas out there who picked a child or children to sponsor for our Angel Tree Drive this year. 50 foster children will have gifts to open this Christmas. Thanks to Marilisa Lawless and Steve Jens-Rockow for setting up this important program. And if by any way you happen to bring your present with you, Mindy Lawless is right here and would be happy to take the present for Marilisa.
And while you're checking your email for links to the auction and other items, please note that going forward, the order of service for our Sunday services will be part of the weekly email. So it will be added to the weekly email. So you want to check it there. It won't be a separate email coming to you on Friday night or Saturday. Speaking of weekly email, open it, y'all. Open it, y'all. It's full of all kinds of stuff that you need to know so that you don't come up against an event or something that we're doing and go, oh my gosh, I didn't know about this. It's in the weekly email. Okay, so that's where we put all our stuff. It's there and on our website, especially since we're not together in person every week. If this is going to be the plan for First Sundays going forward, with the exception of January, which will be the 3rd Sunday. And we will be having our kind of a renewal for the new year on that day, as well as launching our MLK series on bending the arc of the universe. Also, our Christmas Eve service will also be here. It will be configured a little bit differently, and we'll be using the outdoor space as well as the indoor space, but we will be here for Christmas Eve. So now that you've figured out how to get lost getting here, that's what I did, and still find your way. This is our home for a little while. Okay. Also, please note that for this morning's offering, we will not be passing baskets in order to keep safe from COVID-19 as well, from handling things. And we're also not going to ask you to jump on text to give, because we have a limited bandwidth in this room that we haven't really fully tested out yet. So we will have baskets at the door on the way out if you would like to contribute here in person, or you can, when you get outside, you can jump on text to give at the end of the service and do your regular thing, or call the office, whatever works for you. This morning, we explore what it means to open ourselves to joy. Even as we open doors to gather, partly in person for the first time in 89 Sundays. Let that sink in for a minute. 89 Sundays that we have persevered to find ways to stay connected and stay with one another and stay supporting one another through whatever might come in a world that's changing right before our eyes. So whether you are here in this room, masked and distanced and covenanted for contract tracing should we have an infection, or here through the camera lens where we have been together all this time, please know this. In the words of my friend and colleague, Michael Tino, you are essential. Your life is essential. Your body is essential. Your presence here in community is essential. Here we mourn the dead. Here we rage at injustice. Here we learn and grow and stretch and challenge ourselves. Here we plan and build the beloved community. Here we remember what is greater than ourselves. Here we celebrate joyous milestones and mark the seasons turning and turning again. Our work here is essential because we are essential, not just those of us who are here in this beloved community, but all of our siblings of every faith, of every color, of every identity, all of us are essential. Come, let us worship together as Aaron plays for us live in person for the first time in 89 Sundays. You were singing in your head. I know you were. I can hear you. Singing is something we can't do yet. So we carry the music in our hearts.
The flaming chalice is a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist tradition, a beacon of religious liberty shining through the generations, now ours to hold high. As we light our chalice together, we say after me, I'll say a line and then you say along. We light this chalice for the love that holds us, for the light that leads us, for the hope that calls us on.
In the light of love, let us renew our covenant. Some of us have it all by heart. And if you just want to sit and take it in, here together. Let us renew our covenant together. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de esta congregación, y el servicio su ley principal. Esta es nuestra gran promesa. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad a través del amor y ayudarnos mutuamente.
And our opening words, our reading this morning, is given us by the UU minister, the Reverend Joe Sherry. Joy is hard. Joy requires us to feel safe enough, to be safe enough, to open the vulnerability. To feel joy, you must be brave. Joy walks into a room after the space has been cleared of shame, cleared of doubt, cleared of self-recrimination. Joy is hard. Joy is hard, and joy is worth the hard work of the preparation. Preparing oneself and setting down all the defenses, all the shoulds and the could-haves, and all of the should not haves and the might haves. Joy is worth the work, and you are worth the work.
Return again. Return again. Return to the home of your soul. Return again. Return again. Return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return again. Return again. Return to the home of your soul. The Indian author Arundhati Roy said, "This pandemic is a portal, a doorway, a threshold, a passage between what came before and what is yet to come." So, has this ever happened to you? You're in a room and you think of something that you need or something that you were supposed to do. And so you get up and you head out of that room. And as you walk into the next room, you cannot remember what you got up to do. How many times a day? How many times a day? Well, it turns out that this is a known feature of our humanity. Psychologists call it the doorway effect. The doorway effect. It seems that it is a very real thing, that when we get up from one context and one scene and move into another one, at the place we cross a threshold into the new scene, we have a reset of our memory. It turns out that it is a protection function of our brains to set aside what was behind so that whatever is coming up in front of us can be seen, can be realized, can be witnessed. It's a very real thing. And it's there because our brains are not built to hold on to everything all the time. Otherwise, we would just, the hard disk on the computer that finally crashes because there's too much in it. So we get up, we go from one place to another, and the brain goes, we're doing something new. Leave that behind. And that memory of what we got up to do is in that thing that's behind. To release what we're moving away from, to be able to make space for the next thing. To release what we're moving away from, to make space for the next thing. Well, for one thing, I felt very relieved to find out that this is something real, and just me. 89 Sundays ago, we got up from the room we were in, and we thought it was temporary. As we left behind familiar ways of doing things, familiar places, familiar people, familiar plans, we thought it was just going to last a little while until we could get back to normal. We had no idea that we were entering a portal into perpetual uncertainty, a portal into a shifting world full of loss and change, leaving behind old ways, but not quite sure what we were headed out for. Now here we are between that room, still between that room and the next one, but we're in this one, 89 Sundays later. Still trying to remember what we got up to do. But see, the whole point of the doorway effect is to make space for whatever is coming next. The whole point is to reset, to rethink, to reimagine, to reconnect, to recommit to what matters in our lives and in our community, in our world, to reset our priorities for whatever's coming next. So how cool is it that the monthly theme for December that was decided months and months and months ago is opening to joy. And we're celebrating it on the first Sunday that we are able to be together in another new way that we never knew might happen, that we might never have even tried if the world had not pushed us into this. Opening to joy. As we come through yet another phase of this pandemic portal that we are passing through, we are not through it. Opening to joy despite the uncertainty that lies before us, because we are still here. We are still here together through it all. Huh. Opening to joy to see you here this morning. How amazing that we get to, do you think we ever thought it would be amazing that we get to be in a room? And also here for those that can't be with us for whatever reason this morning, wherever you are. How amazing is it that we can keep serving people in so many ways we never anticipated before. How amazing that we're celebrating opening to joy in this season of light, these winter holidays, where we are birthing something new. Every year we mark that something new is coming. How much more this year? How much more? So, my beloved, look at you. No, look at you. Y'all in Zoom, look at you. Hey, Gary, would you turn the camera around so people can see who's here? No. Wave, everybody. Yes, give yourself a hand. We have passed through so many doorways already. And we will pass through many more in the time to come as we keep learning to release what is behind and make space for whatever is ahead together. This morning, we're also keeping this service in this room short because we are indoors and we want to continue to keep one another safe. Thank you for making your way and trusting us to keep it safe for you. This pandemic is a portal. Let us be ready and willing to let go what must be left behind and do what must be done to make room for what is ahead, to make space for joy, to make way for justice, to transform ourselves and our world in the name of hope that does not quit and love that never dies. In this beloved community, we prove that again and again and again. Let us take this moment to open ourselves to joy. Now my heart is pounding. In our community each week, in our community each week, we share pieces of our lives. This takes yet another new form as we navigate this new world. Still, we take a moment here with people who love us for exactly who we are, exactly where we are right now, this morning. We have sharings written here in our community book, and we also Does it tear a hole in the space-time continuum when I look at my monitor and see myself? It's like, okay, because we will also be posting, our folks in Zoom will be posting their sharings with us in the chat. How wonderful is it, right? How cool. You know that there's a whole Facebook group called "They Did Not Teach Us This in Seminary." It's true. It's true. So if you have written in the book here, it will be written and read now. And if you would like here on Zoom to share with us your joys, your concerns, your milestones, we will lift them up here in this place together. We lift these things, written and unwritten, spoken and unspoken, in this journey of life that we carry now, that we share day by day and moment by moment. A moment of silence as we reflect on these things that have been entrusted to us in this beloved community. Source of all, holy, called by many names, none of which we can know nor fully understand, we come in this space together, bonded in our love. Love that reaches across screens and miles and time. Love that brings us together again as we leave behind the old and move towards what is new and discover again and again and again what it is for us, what this work is within our mission, in our time, in our place, in a world changing before our eyes. We bring all these things that the joys may be shared, that the burdens may be lightened and lifted, and giving to one another those things that we carry in our hearts. We ask that we be seers of hearts, even as we dare to be seen. We lift all of these things in the name of all that is holy. Amen, 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 aho, ashe, namaste. Blessed be. As we depart this place, we release the flame of this chalice. Thank you, technology.
In these changing times, let us hold before our eyes the vision of a world transformed and dare to transform ourselves to make it so. Till we meet again, shine on.